ourselves going here. Make sure we're all set. All right, folks. Let's jump into it. Hey there, I'm Bad Guru, aka Peter Hartman, aka Citizen of the Yangville, aka super happy to be with you here tonight. Debate night. Fourth debate. Are you as excited as I am? Let me make sure that my chat, everything is open up here. Are you folks as excited as I am? If you want to talk in the chat, you can let me know right here. I just want to make sure that I can see you guys' chat on this screen. So let me just open it up. I know I'm holding up my phone here. All right, live, Bad Guru Nightly. It's not Bad Guru Nightly. This is the campaign to re-elect Andrew Yang in 2024. Look, the road to the White House in 2024 begins with winning the White House in 2020. Tell me where I'm wrong, huh? Tell me where my logic is failing, okay? Is my math not correct? If he wants to win in 2024, doesn't he have to win in 2020? All right? I am doubling down on Andrew Yang, okay? And I am so looking forward to the debate tonight. It's going to be so exciting. How long have you been waiting? Since the last debate, I looked at the calendar and I was like, okay, how long before the next one pops up? How long before the next debate? Oh, October 15th. What? Okay, I'm waiting today. I had the Google Pixel event, the Google event that I've been waiting for months now, ever since the last debate, and now the debate, all happening on the same day. Fantastic. Plus, I'm gonna go over to see Joker tonight. I've been hearing rave reviews about it. I don't want it to get spoiled, so I'm going there tonight. So that's why I'm gonna be doing my debate recap after. I'm gonna do the recap after the event. Okay, I'm not gonna be live streaming the event, but here I want to talk about Will Yang crush the fourth Democratic debates. Look, folks, you know Andrew, you know the Yang, huh? That guy, there's no monster he can't slay, right? There's nothing he can't do, man. He came out of the gate last time, bam, bam, 1-2 punch. You know, everything happens in the first 15, and the most important part is the first 15, 30 minutes of the debate. The first 15 minutes of the debate. People are going through, flipping through the channels. Is this going to be boring? Is this going to be interesting? What's the flavor like? And Andrew Yang knocked it out of the park last time. Bam, home run. Woo, just running around those bases, hitting high fives on the way in, sliding into home base. Absolutely fantastic. Maybe you don't have to slide into home base if you hit a home run. I'm not a sports guy. I'm a political junkie. That's who I am. And I am so excited for these debates. I cannot tell you how excited I am. I'm busted, Jerry. I'm busted. So Bad Guru is very excited. I hope you're excited here today. We got to bring that energy for Andrew Yang. Right? You got to be excited for him. So get there on Twitter, go on Reddit, talk to your friends, post on your Facebook. You know, get all that good news going. All right. Predictions. I did a video talking about debate predictions. You can see that on my channel. Remember to subscribe and click the bell so you know when I go live, when I upload videos. So I did a debate. I did a video with the expectations, what's going to happen with the debate, and I totally forgot to talk about Andrew Yang. I talked about all of his opponents. I didn't talk about Andrew Yang today. I'm going to be talking about Andrew Yang. My name is Bad Guru. I'm a motivational speaker and a comedian. I'm in love with American politics, and I pay attention to it on a regular basis. I am mostly in love with the Yang Gang. I am a Yang Gang supporter. That's who I am. So if you like what you're seeing here, if you think it's entertaining, if you think there's value, remember to subscribe to the channel. Like this video if you liked it, like my others if you liked it, and or dislike it if you dislike it. Write in the comments. I read every single comment. I respond to all the comments that I can. So I'm very, very happy to engage with the Yang Gang. I love you guys. I love what you guys are doing. You guys give me hope for the future, honestly. Andrew Yang, what he's done is that he amplified, he awakened, he activated you guys. He activated you people, you guys, gals, non-binary individuals, cisgendered males, and like whatever you are, you get activated by Andrew Yang. Republican, conservatives, libertarians, Democrats, liberals, leftists, we can all find a home with Andrew Yang. So he's waking us up. He's brought us together, unified us with the idea of freedom. the freedom dividend, universal basic income. Very excited about it. So I hope he gets to mention a little bit about UBI tonight, a little bit about that freedom dividend. I hope he talks about it. I hope he talks about it in every answer. I don't care if they call him a single issue candidate, okay? People need to know about this guy, so he needs to talk about universal basic income. That's his differentiating factor. That's what stands him out from the crowd. He's not a single issue voter, just like Bernie Sanders isn't single issue. Medicare for all, Medicare for all, Medicare for all. No, that's not Bernie Sanders. No, I don't have it. Just have the hand gestures. Medicare for all. He's not a single issue candidate. He cares about all kinds of things. But people have to see you and sort of recognize where you're coming from. All right, who's in the chat here? What's going on here? Hey, Marv Talks. How you doing, David Barsocks? Good to see you. Hey again. How are things going? It's going well here. You hope it's going well. It's going well for me, and I hope it's going well for you. I missed you, David. It's good to see you there. Thank you for being on board. We'll keep that chat up here if you guys want to. Well, I'll pop the chat up if I see any comments coming up here. Thank you so much for engaging. Thank you so much for being involved. Remember to like and subscribe. All right, folks. The debates tonight. The network is going to make it about Trump. All right? They want to move beyond the primaries. To them, it's like from the first debate in the primaries, they're like, oh my God, what is the point? Why are all these people running for president? 22 people? What is the point of this? They were done with the primaries day one of the primaries. They were like, we got our guy. It's Joe Biden. And if it ain't Joe Biden, then it's Kamala Harris. And if it ain't Kamala Harris, then it's Pete Buttigieg. If it ain't Pete Buttigieg, then it's Elizabeth Warren. But we already got our horse, okay? Why are we even pretending with these primaries? Why are we even dealing with what's going on here? Why are we even pretending that there's a debate happening? No, they're going to focus on Trump because they want to start immediately fighting Donald Trump. And I find it very strange, especially when they start saying things like, hey, if the Democrats say negative things about each other, then it's just they're doing Donald Trump's job for them. You can destroy each other in the primaries because in the general, all that stuff, you're cutting campaign ads for Donald Trump. What? You can't go after candidates. You can't go after their policies. You can't disagree with them because it might hurt them in the general? What do you think is going to happen in the general? They're going to get totally just combed over with a fine-tooth comb, and every tiny little bit, every imperfection is going to see the light of day. So you're just going to bury that? Nobody can talk about it. Nobody can address it because we're in the primaries. We got to all stick together. I try not to swear on this channel. I try not to swear. But what kind of thing is that? What are you guys saying in the chat here? David Scott is saying, glad to be here. Always love political discussion and whatnot. Thumbs up. To be honest, I think policy is going to be drowned out entirely tonight by hot takes. Yeah, you know what, David? I think you're right. I think the media is all in for primary is over. It's time to whittle the field. We don't care. Opening statements, we don't care. Closing statements, we don't care. We got our guy. We got our gal. We don't need anybody else talking. What is the waste of time? We don't want them to make it harder for them to run, right? So it's going to be about hot takes. It's going to be about what they could say about Trump. It's going to be about Trump and impeachment. I think they're going to have a lot of questions about that. They're going to have a hard time talking about it because poor Biden, right? Biden, he's in the hot water. He's every time we talk about Trump impeachment, people are going to be talking about or referring to Biden and his shenanigans with the Ukraine. No, I don't know. I've looked into this thing. Worst that I can see is that he's doing shady things just like every other politician is doing shady things. All right. So congratulations. You want to bury Biden for that? It's a little unfair because there's a ton of other candidates doing stuff like that. But he's enrolled with it, right? He's intertwined with it, and so it's going to be kind of difficult to talk about impeachment, which I'm sure they want to do. All they want to do is talk about impeachment relative to Biden. But if Biden's not the front runner anymore, that's why I say if they bring up the impeachment and the Ukraine and all that with Biden, that means they're done with Biden. If they bring it up in any serious way, it means they're done with Biden. They're going to Elizabeth Warren. They're going to cut down Biden. Otherwise, they're not going to really mention it. They're going to gloss over it. It's not going to be an issue. But Trump and impeachment, they're definitely going to want to talk about that. So the network, they're going to focus on Donald Trump. I think it's CNN and New York Times tonight. They're going to focus on Trump and impeachment. They're going to want to start running against Donald Trump. They all want to start running against Donald Trump, right? Even Andrew Yang wants to run against Donald Trump. You know, forget the rest, okay? I'm the winner. I'm the top dog. I can defeat Donald Trump. Let me show you how I can defeat Donald Trump. That's what today is going to be about. Hot takes, just like David says, and focus on impeachment. It's going to be unfair. It's going to be unfair. It's definitely going to be unfair. It's unfair from the get-go. Opening statements, closing statements, it's unfair from the get-go. Look, these things are always unfair. Unless you're on board with the top dogs. People on board with the top dogs, they're always like, what's wrong with the debates? Everybody's complaining. It was fine. They got to talk. It was fine. Yeah, your guy, your gal, your person got to talk a lot, all right? So you feel swell about the debates. But they're totally unfair, man. They're totally rigged. It's very clear. Why wouldn't it be rigged? You know, it's a performance. It's entertainment. It's a show. It ain't news, right? It's a show. And so they want to rig it so they can get, look, it's a reality show. It's a reality TV show in real time, right? So they don't have time to do clever editing. They have a little bit of time to change cameras and mess with audio and all that stuff, but they don't have time to do clever editing. So they're gonna have to orchestrate the questions. I remember the previous debates. They were like, Joe Biden said this, and you were against that. So tell us. So what do you think about Joe Biden says? It's like, okay, Bernie Sanders said this, and they're not talking about policy. They're trying to get you to attack the other people and mentioning their names so that the other person, the front runners, can get more time. So that's what's going to happen. It's going to be unfair, folks. Prepare your heart, prepare your mind, prepare yourself. It's going to be unfair, certainly for Yang. I'm well past believing that they're ever going to give Yang a fair shot. Unless he's absolutely undeniable, and even then, I don't think they're going to give him even close to a fair shot. He's going to get the lowest or close to the lowest speaking time, absolutely. Maybe Tulsi will be down there, who knows. But it's going to be unfair. The focus is going to be on Biden, Warren, not even Bernie Sanders. I think they're done with Bernie Sanders. I think they think that guy, his heart went kind of kaput for a little bit there. There ain't no way he's going to win. We're just trying to figure out how to divvy up his supporters, okay? I don't even think they even care about Sanders. I think they think he's a total non-issue. I honestly think they think he's more of a non-issue than Andrew Yang. I think the only thing they talk about when it comes to Bernie Sanders is where his supporters are going to go if he doesn't make the presidency, if he doesn't win the nomination. Ridiculous. Look, I'll just tell you this. I'm going to say this in another video, but I actually think that Bernie Sanders is the one who deserves the nomination. All right? When you get, $25 million donations, all from grassroots contributors, all from individual donors, and you do that consistently over and over, last time around, this time around, you should win the nomination. If it wasn't for Andrew Yang, I'd be like, Bernie Sanders, agree with him or not agree with him, he should definitely win the nomination. I mean, clearly the people are behind him. And then he can tap that pool of cash. He can tap those donors again and again because they ain't maxed out. So the guy's got staying power. He's been vetted up the wazoo. He has a vision for the future. This guy should be the nominee, all right? He should be the nominee. And I know it's a little hard there. That's the only part that makes me feel like, ooh, okay, I don't care that he's 78 years old. But heart issues, heart attacks, I don't know. That makes me a little nervous. But who cares? That's why we got a vice president, right? You nominate the guy, he becomes president. Worst case scenario, his vice president gets nominated. We need a vice president for a reason, right? So it ain't that bad. Anyway, but they're going to ignore Sanders. So the focus is going to be on Biden and Warren. We'll see today who the media is behind. Whoever they attack, whoever they give the hardest questions to, clearly they're not behind them. And the focus is going to be on impeachment. There's not going to be any big surprises for Yang, I don't think. Actually, before I jump into that, let's see what the chat is saying here. They need to attack. If they can't handle it, they will never handle Trump. Absolutely. I mean, I don't get this wishy-washy. Oh, don't attack us. Don't attack each other, folks. You're doing Donald Trump's job for them. These are Republican talking points. Are you kidding me? This is where you see if you can survive the hard hits. That's what the primary is for. Primary is not just like a funny display where Anyway, I talked about that. I wish Fox did the debates. Yeah, when I heard that Fox wasn't going to do a debate, I was like, what? That is the one debate that we need to see. Who cares what MSNBC and CNN has to say about these Democratic candidates? They're already in the tank for them. You got to see what Fox News comes up with. That's why I loved it when Bernie Sanders went on to that Fox town hall. I think a few other candidates did that too. I thought it was remarkable. It was very powerful and so much more interesting. David says, so that was Marv Talks talking about how he wished the debates were on Fox. I totally agree with you, Marv. David Barsock says, while I think that it's unfair how little time Yang had gotten in the previous debates, I would love nothing more than to have a smaller crowd at this point. I agree. I'm right there with you. I wish that we didn't have so many people on the stage. It's really too many people. You reduce the number of people and just Yang will just get more time to speak. And there are some people I think should not be removed from the stage. Tulsi Gabbard, for example, I don't care what her polling is. She's a unique voice. And I don't really know much about the other lesser candidates. So it's hard for me to say, hey, they shouldn't be on the stage. But either we should have more debates, give people more time so that when we whittle the stage, it's done in a fair manner. So I do wish, I'm with you, David, I do wish that there were less people on stage, certainly by now. Because we're getting, I know the election is far away, and I know it comes faster than you think. David continues to say, Yang would get more time in a smaller crowd, and I'm not sure where the crux is really. I agree. Castro, does he really have to be there? Cory Booker, the media seems to be propping him up. I don't know what the heck is going on there. I really think that he should be gone. Oh, that's not what we need. That's not the button. Forget that button press. Castro should be gone. Booker should be gone. Klobuchar should be gone. But you know what? I don't know. I don't really mind so much that there's so many people. It's just that have two debates, give people time, make it less of a sensational show. You can have as many people as you want. It's just if you did it properly, then we'd have a good time and people would really be introduced to the candidates and we'll be able to make a decision. One of the reasons there's so many candidates now, I think, is because candidates are not getting proper airtime up until now. So it's not clear who the candidates support. It's not obvious. It's like people are struggling to get into the polls. It's like that's not the way it should work. You see, the way it works right now is that you have to be up in the polls in order to get onto the stage, in order to get time. And what affects you being up in the polls is the awareness, if people are aware of you. So that means the polls are directly correlated to the amount of media attention that you get. But the media pretends like all we're doing is reporting on the polls. You're making the polls. You're making the polls by talking about these candidates. You are generating that awareness that's increasing them in the polls. What do you think these people are trying to get zingers in for? Because it raises their profile and people go, oh, let's talk about him. And people are talking about them more, searching about them more, and then they rise in the polls. But the media talks about the polls as if it's separate from what they're doing. The polls are just a reflection of the media attention that you get. So give people all the media attention. Sit down with all the candidates for an hour, 2 hours. I mean, there's enough time over the course of weeks and months to sit down, give people hour, 2 hour segments, long segments, diving into them, detailing what they're offering. And then when we get to the third debate and you whittle people off, it's fair. You're whittling off the lower tiered candidates because people heard them and didn't want what they were offering, right? That's the way we whittle it down. That's the way we get good debates. God, I hate when the media talks about the polling as if all we're doing is just reporting on what the polls say. Yeah, after spending 3 weeks talking about Joe Biden or Elizabeth Warren or Kamala Harris for hours and hours a day, yeah, suddenly they rise in the polls. You praise them all week long and suddenly they rise in the polls. No wonder. Gosh, don't swear, Peter. Don't swear. What are you guys saying in the chat here? Okay, Marv Talk says only 8 in December debate so far. That's good. That's heading in the right direction. From what I heard, December debates. Yeah, so Yang got into the November debates, but I don't know who's in the December debates. I haven't checked that out yet. So that should make it a little bit better. Even 8 is a little much, but David Bowerstock says, so then would you prefer multiple nights? I would prefer multiple nights, but really, honestly, the problem isn't the debates themselves. It's everything leading up to the debates. What we really need to know is who is the American public interested in? Not interested in because the media gave them too much attention or gave them attention that they didn't deserve. I mean, give everybody proper good chunks of airtime, proper good chunks for them to make their case to the people, and then you can look at the polling and then weed out the people who are at the bottom. Right now, you can hear, oh, so and so is at 2%, but what does that mean? 2%. Did the American people hear about their message and then decide that they're not interested in Tulsi Gabbard or Andrew Yang or whatever? Is that what's going on? Is that what that 2% is reflective of? Or is that 2% reflective of how much the media is on board for you? All right. I believe, I don't know if it's in Europe, somewhere in Europe. I don't know if it's England or somewhere, but what they do is that when you're running for high office, when you're running for let's say the presidency, the prime minister, whatever their top dog is, top cat is, you get, let's say, an hour or two airtime on the major networks to just make your case to the people. Uninterrupted, just you talking to the people on air. And I think that's what we need. And then how many nights we have, how many people are on the stage, that just solves itself because we know who the American people are interested in, right? Tulsi Gabbard, the American people are interested in her. Andrew Yang, the American people are interested in Andrew Yang. There's no reason they should be off the stage because of polling numbers. Because of you guys know what I'm talking about here. You know what I'm talking about here. I'm getting all riled up. I'm heading out to see The Joker tonight, so I got to leave here in about 9 minutes in order to make that movie. So no spoilers. So I've got to wrap this up. So yes, I would. I don't care about multiple nights. One night, multiple nights. It depends. If there are a lot of people after the American people have seen them, then there are multiple nights. If there are not a lot of people, then we don't need multiple nights. Marv Talk says Bernie was talking about this on Joe Rogan. Yeah. And I love it when Joe Rogan, when Bernie Sanders talks about the media. I love when he talks about the process. I love when Andrew Yang talks about the process. I think it's really important. Marv Talk says, an hour for them to do whatever they want on national TV. Absolutely right. You're dang right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. An hour for them to just talk to the American people uninterrupted on the major networks. Just like when there's a State of the Union, right? Why the hell isn't that happening? Why the hell isn't that happening? Don't get too excited. Okay, last comment I'm going to read, and I'm going to have to wrap this up here. David Bowersock says, well, it's not the last comment probably, but I'll read this. The first thing that drew me to Pete was his town hall on CNN. I definitely think that town hall events should be more common, but there's value in debate when you can get to the substance of the issue. I absolutely agree. I actually really love Pete in town halls. I can listen to him. It's very interesting. He seems knowledgeable. He seems to understand what he's talking about. Town halls are really cool. There's all this politics that go around the town halls, right? How many people are watching these town halls? That's the important thing. The debates are really powerful because so many people are watching it because it's sensationalized. They're excited about it. Not as many people are watching town halls. Certainly not watching town halls from people that they don't know. So that's why I find it's a little rough. You got to give candidates prime time, right? It's not enough to just give them an hour. It has to be an hour that you make it just. You make it so that people want to watch this thing, right? You make it so that people have to watch this thing, right? If it's on every channel, if it's everywhere, if people are watching this, then we're going to be picking a right person. All right, let me pause this chat for a while. Actually, you know what? I'll keep it up there. You guys are having a lot of fun. Hype the town halls. Yeah, David, hype the town halls, but I don't think that's going to work. The debates are what's good. And if the debates were about substance, then I would think it was really good. I actually don't get the whole debate thing because presidents, they don't debate people once they become president. They're not debating foreign leaders. They're not debating on stage like that. That's a completely unnatural way to do this thing. To me, debates are just for entertainment. Because somebody is able to get a zinger out, because somebody was able to slam somebody, how does that make them a good president? What is that a test of? I like it when it's narrowed down to like two people and they're sitting at a table and they're really talking things out. That's what I really like. And I wish we had that process even at this point. Have the candidates sit down. Let's have 10 candidates sit down, even 12, and have them talk amongst each other. That's what I want to see. I want to see how they behave naturally, how they moderate each other, how they speak like normal people, not behind this stage. It's a totally unnatural way to do the debates. David says, enjoy Joker and the debate after. Thank you so much. I had a great day. Google Pixel event, debates, Joker. Today has been fantastic. It's gonna be really great, and I'm looking forward to the show tonight. I'm going to be doing a debate recap tonight. I scheduled it already, so set a reminder for that. I'm not exactly sure I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to watch the whole thing. We're going to maybe go through it and fast forward, but I want to do a debate recap as soon as I can tonight. So if you're around, if you're up, I'll definitely watch that or watch that after the fact. Remember to subscribe to the channel. I'm Bad Guru. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you know when I go live or when I upload videos. I do it all the time, and we got a lot of content coming out, especially after this debate happens. Oh, I should move that after this debate happens. All right. Lastly, I want to say about Yang before I let this go. All right, so all Yang has to do is to continue. The minimum he has to do is to continue introducing himself to the American people. Most people don't know who he is. Most people don't know who he is. All he has to do is introduce himself to the American people. So he has to introduce himself to the American people, and for the love of God, he cannot mess up any math. All right? If he does any math, if they ask him any math questions, he cannot mess that up. I don't think he will. I've never seen him mess up the math, but he cannot mess up math. That is it. That would not be good. So he has to introduce himself. So he doesn't really have to do much. He doesn't have to come out with some surprise out of the gate. He doesn't have to do anything like that. He just has to talk about universal basic income, talk about how that influences the world, how that changes things, and keep talking about universal basic income. That's what stands him out. He's not a single issue candidate, but he's got to talk about that. I mean, he could talk about foreign policy and he can talk about this or that, but do people care about Andrew Yang's opinion about foreign policy? Not right now. Not now, they don't. Right? They're going to care about the freedom dividend. All right. No matter if he gives a great answer on China, probably asking the question about China. No matter if he has a great answer on foreign policy, it's not going to wow anybody, right? These debates is about wowing, and so he has to stick to universal basic income, the freedom dividend. So I do believe that Andrew Yang will stand out in one way or another. If he keeps it low key and doesn't do anything sensational, I think he will stand out just by the nature of the way he thinks, his mindset, the way he speaks, the way he thinks about problems. He's not going to be demonizing anybody. He's not going to be showboating. He's going to be clear, crisp, answering these questions, right? I hope he's concise, but I also hope he doesn't just like leave money on the table. Like, let him speak. Don't let the clock stop you. Don't be afraid to interrupt. But he's going to stand out because he's different. He's different from the other candidates. So one way or the other, he will stand out. And then he might pull a Yang, man. He might say something funny. He might pop in some way. I expect Yang to have a moment where he pops, right? I do expect a moment where he pops. I hope that happens within the first 30 minutes, but I do believe there will be a moment where he pops, where he stands out. But one way or another, I think he will do that. And lastly, I want to remind you guys, guys and gals, be like Yang. Be fun, be playful, be happy. We need a bunch of frustration during the debates and after the debates. Nobody cares. It doesn't bring anybody over. I mean, it brings some people over, but it doesn't bring anybody over. Celebrate him, praise him, talk him up. Be happy, be jovial. Have the party's over here. Have that attitude, and I think we're going to have a really fun time. We want people to be Googling Andrew Yang and YouTubing Andrew Yang and not seeing a bunch of videos about how the media is not listening to him and how he had the lowest amount of time to speak. We already did that, all right? And there's already going to be enough of that. We need an overwhelming amount of party, celebration, excitement. That's the content we need to see when we Google Andrew Yang, when we YouTube Andrew Yang, all right? All right. Let's see what the chat is saying. Marv Talk says, debates is in 1 hour for me. Excellent. And he also says he messed up his math at the gun debate. It was messy. Oh, I must have missed that, so I'm going to have to go back and check that out. But yeah, don't mess up math. Do not mess up math. I'm glad I didn't hear about it, so maybe let me know, Marv Talks, if you can let me know in my comments or something like that. If you can just let me know where he messed up, I'm definitely going to go and check that out because he can be messing up his math. All right, folks, it's 6:59. So I got to head out to see my movie. I'm super excited about these debates. I'm totally pumped, and I'm going to be so excited to recap that tonight. So it's going to be, I think it's at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. I'll be recapping it. It's closer to 9, I think, 9 something your time. So I can't do math, you can tell. I don't know if I scheduled it for 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock, but it's going to be tonight. Check out my channel. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Like this video if you liked it. It really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for giving me some of your attention. I really value that. I know there's nothing more powerful these days than the power of your attention, and the fact that you're giving me some of that, I do not take that for granted. I celebrate the Yang Gang. I am a Yang Gang supporter, and I am all in for Andrew Yang. The road to the White House in 2024 begins with winning the White House in 2020. So join the re-election for Andrew Yang's campaign in 2024. My name is Bad Guru, a.k.a. Peter Hartman, a.k.a. feeling Yang-tastic, having a really fun time. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Thank you for watching.